Okay, so welcome back to These Coins and Banknotes, and today we have, well, basically a sales pitch. These coins are for sale. So, no beating around the bush. We'll just go through them and we'll see if anyone would like to purchase them. But they are quite nice coins, and these are just spares. So I do have a collection of Lebanese coins, and I just sell spares. That's basically it. So this coin is one of the current series, which is no longer in circulation because it pretty much has a value of 0. So this is a 250 lira, and before the currency collapsed, it was equivalent to about 25 Australian cents. I think it's about 1,500 lira equals $1, and I believe the government has kept the exchange rate like that. But currently the value is about 75,000 lira equals $1, or about, I think it's like 85,000 lira. So basically the highest banknote they have in circulation now, at 100,000 in Australian dollars, it's worth about $1.70. In US dollars, it's worth about $1 roughly, although it does fluctuate. And they do have different exchange rates for different things. So for fuel, the exchange rate's about 1.4 million lira. You can find those on the internet. And though the 75,000 for the Australian dollars is pretty much a black market rate, the government has different rates, which obviously governments would use because it's a good way to launder money. Okay, so this one has French on one side, Banque du Lebanon. Yeah, they still use French. Syria doesn't, they use English. And then we have, in the background, we have microprint as well. Lebanon 1996, and this coin was first issued in circulation in 1995 to replace the actual banknote. And on this side we have Arabic, which is the language. Pity I don't have Phoenician on this, because Phoenician was the original language of Lebanon. There probably were other languages beforehand, but we don't know. Canaanite, whatever. And Phoenician's related to Hebrew because they're both Semitic, and those two are related to Arabic because they're part of the Semitic language family. In the background we have the cypress tree, which it does grow in the mountains of not cypress tree, Lebanese cedar. God, getting confused. Alzheimer's and dementia is really bad. So this one does grow in the high mountains of Lebanon, but it's most dominant in Turkey and some places in Syria. So the reason why this currency collapsed pretty much is because the government is a failed state. It's pretty much a failed state. It probably does function, and probably a majority of people use the US dollar these days, or euros. They wouldn't use Syrian pounds, which they probably did in the 2000s. Probably 2010, 2020, but considering that has also collapsed, I doubt if people actually would use that. So these ones are not really worth much, not even worth $1. I would say probably about 50 cents. Okay, the earliest coin, not the earliest, the smallest denomination I have is 1 quersh or 1 piastre. So on this side quersh is, or gersh is the Arabic, piastre is the French. So this is 1955. There is no Islamic calendar on these ones, but half the population is Muslim, half the population is Christian. Then we got Druze as well. Then we have stars, we have Arabic, and so it just says 1 piastre, Lebanese Republic. And if we turn it over, so these are coin rotated. We have in French the same thing, so should be able to read that, don't need translation. And we have 2 mint marks, which are basically on all coins minted in France. 1955, and this coin has a mintage of 4 million. It is the last 1 piastre that was issued because inflation removed from circulation, and previously before this coin, the last coin was 1940, so it's 15 years between the issuance of this denomination. So these ones sell for about $10 to $20. Then I have two of these. We have 1936. So these ones have a bimeme or trimeme. It's hard to tell, so we've got the oars down here. But if there's 3 rows, it's a trimeme. If there's only 2 rows, then it's bimeme. And we have troops. You're wondering why this is on a Lebanese coin. Well, the earliest population of Lebanon are the Phoenicians. And the Phoenicians use these as part of their trade. They mostly transported troops, but they were also used to protect their cargo. So pretty much just a trading colony. And the Carthaginians, which were Phoenicians or Punic, did adopt these. So we're not too sure who developed them. It's either the Greeks or Phoenicians. But the Romans did adopt them later on. So they were widespread over the Mediterranean. Now, did any other ethnic group develop these? Yeah, probably not, because they weren't as developed and sophisticated. Egypt could have developed it, but the earliest portrait of these ships is in the Assyrian tapestry. What is it? No, it's a wall engraving about 700 BC. You can look at that information on Wikipedia. So pretty much it's probably associated with Phoenicia. And on the other side we just have the state of Grand Lebanon, with both in French and in Arabic. And then we have a beautiful portrait of the Cypriot cedar, and we have two, looks like two bees on the side. So this coin, it was minted from 1925 to 1940, and the 1936 has a mintage of 900,000. It's not the smallest. That's 1931 with 400,000. So these coins cost probably about $20. You can try and get them cheaper value, so probably 15 is the lowest you can go, but really a lot of them are also over $20. So anyway, there's that one, and there is this one. So you're not really going to get it for less than 15 bucks. Anyway, that's a nice coin. The next denomination we have is the 10 piastres, so I'll just go with date as well. So this is well circulated. This is a 1929, has 2 cornucopias, and it is silver. So it's 68% silver, so it's 2 grams, so that's about 1.36 grams of silver, and it gives it a metal value of $2.66 Australian, so about $1.80 US. And see, these ones probably can't pick them up for less than 15 bucks, with 880,064. It's a pretty low mintage for this coin. It is reeded on the side, and on the other side we have Lebanese cedar. So you can see a theme coming here. The Lebanese cedar is on most of the coins that they issued. So this has Republic of Lebanon. So it's never actually a colony. There's always been a republic. 1929, and it was carved out by the French from the Ottoman Empire. And basically, it was also carved out of Syria because of the Christian population that was there. So you can find the information on pretty much Wikipedia. So you get a lot of this information, get Wikipedia, because a lot of other sources are pretty hard to get and also not as concise. Okay, next coin we have is one of the free aluminium coins that Lebanon did issue. So these ones are probably about 5 to 10 bucks. Now it's only 1 gram, so it's quite light. Once again, we have a trimeme or bimeme, and we have the denomination at the top in Arabic and down below in French. So that's where we get piastres, and you get the quersh from the Arabic up the top. So, and it's also quite nice. So you can see it has a head end at the front, and also has the tail at the back. And here we have the ramming projection, which they use to ram over ships to try and sink them. And it has just the one sail. Okay, on the other side we have just a Lebanese cedar and the date 1952. So the 1952, just having a look. Okay, then there was one in 1954, and then they changed it to aluminium bronze in 1955, which we have here. So this one we'll have a look in a minute. Okay, what's the mintage figures of the 1952? This coin is a mintage of 3.6 million. It's not really, Lebanese coins are not really highly minted, especially the population. I think the population now is about 10 million. I need to look that up. Okay, I was wrong, it's about 5.3 million, but they have had a high exodus of the population. So Australia does have quite a large Lebanese derived community. And trying to look at the population statistics, which, yeah, says population, can't find that much information on it. Okay, yeah, so 1950 is 1.35 million. Population's actually been quite low, probably because of high migration out of Lebanon. Okay, in 2015 it's 6.4 million, and it's dropped down at least 800,000. So population is declining in Lebanon. Not surprised. It's pretty much not really a functioning country anymore. You can see lots of videos on the internet which is sad. Okay, the next coin we have, it has a beautiful line on it. So this was also minted in the French Republic, so you can get a drift here. They probably because of corruption, the coins are minted in France, and this one was only minted in 1955, 1961. The date 1961 doesn't have a mintage figure, but on Numistar it seems to be more common with collectors. 1955 is 3 million, and we have on the other side we had the Lebanese cedar. So this is quite nice, and these cost about $5 to $10. If you want an uncirculated one, you're probably paying at least $20 to $30. So not really a cheap coin, but not an expensive one. But then again, Lebanese coins are not cheap until you get to this series. So this is probably the worst series they did issue. So we have 1970. Where's the other coin gone? Okay, that's also 1970, obviously gone black, so it looks like it's been in a fire. So these ones just have the denomination on one side with a reef going around, and the Lebanese cedar. So they're a bit boring. The design is a little bit not as good. And they issued this series in 5, 10, 25 and 50 piastres or quirsh, whatever you like to call it, I don't care. And the two mint marks, which are, the mint marks are, okay, where are the mint marks? Oh, doesn't look like these have the mint marks on it. So the mint mark is only on 1972 and 75, so obviously these are probably not minted in Paris, probably minted in Karlsruhe in Germany. Oh well. So most of these have mintages. 1970 does not. 1968 2 million. The highest is 1972 75 with 1975 20 million. That's the last year mintage of these coins. And then they had a civil war, which they thought was fun, which was not, and a lot of massacres happened. Okay, so basically they're probably like $1 each. Okay, the last coin I have is the highest denomination for the piastres that I have here, and this is a 10 piastres. Also has a trimeme, and as you can see, it has looks like a horse head with a tail. Could be a horsefish, don't know. So once again, just as denomination, country name, and this is actually well designed. So none of these have a designer. There is no initials on it, so probably a group of designers. And this one had a mintage of 6 million, so it's one of the higher minted coins for the series. And on the other side we have the Lebanese cedar again, which is, so as you can see here, it's on all the coins. So that's the, so this one's cost between $10 and $20, just because the design is actually quite nice, and because people from Lebanon or Lebanese background in other countries like to collect them. So because the wage in Lebanon is probably $2,500 per year, it's not really enough to foster a collecting community, because these coins just cost too, even if they're just $1, they just cost too much for people who are on a minimum wage, and probably a lot of people earn less than that. But if you're from Lebanon, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I just get these statistics off the internet, and a lot of those can be skewed. So anyway, these are all coins that have to go. Please leave a comment down below which one is your favourite. Thank you, have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.